Hello, welcome to the Loney Show. I'm your host, John Loney, and in this episode, I've brought on regular Asperegoose. Now, as for our guest, he's from Lucedale, Mississippi. He's an actor, screenwriter, writer, voice actor, radio host, and producer. Man, that's a lot. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you Trey Olds.
Hello.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
So, how's life?
Well, life is good. I enjoy it as much as I can, even though I'm quite busy with all what I do. But I say busy is fun. I enjoy staying busy. I'm having a ball. I love it.
Great.
So tell us, what do you do? So you're a radio presenter, you're an author, screenwriter, voice actor. That's a pretty impressive portfolio. So,
I agree.
Can you please tell us more in detail?
Yeah, I've done it all. I am 21 years old, and I started professionally first in voiceovers when I was 13. And I did voiceovers for online things and commercials, different independent films and all that. And then I started doing theater, and then I went into on-screen acting with independent films. And then in 2013, I started my own radio show, and I've played music. I've promoted musicians. And then a few years after I did that, I switched gears and started interviewing people. I've interviewed actors, writers, producers, directors, anyone in the entertainment industry, and it's fun. I enjoy it.
That's great. It's great to enjoy what you do. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I agree. So, what got you starting doing what you do right now?
Well, I was always fascinated with the entertainment industry ever since I was a little kid. I was always fascinated by it. And as I got older, I started to learn more about it. And I said, I want to do that. It seems interesting. And I had a friend who was a radio host. And he said, Trey, you should do voiceovers. You have a unique voice. You should try voiceovers. Sometimes it don't make a lot of money, but if you just try it out and see if you like it and come back to me. And if you like it, you'll stay in this business for a long time. I said, okay. I started doing voiceovers for audio books and advertisements on the internet and all that. And I enjoyed it. It was interesting. And I stuck with it. And then it led me to another career with theater, and then it led me to my radio show. And I like interviewing people. For the first 2 years when I did my radio show, for the first 2 years of that, I did promoting musicians and DJing, being a disc jockey. And then I switched gears in 2015 and started interviewing because I wanted to learn more about the industry, even though I started being in the industry. But I always say you can learn more about it. You never stop learning. So I wanted to hear from professionals that's been in it for a long time. And I add my experience to it. They add their years of experiences, and most importantly, their advice to people who want to get into that industry.
That's great.
Great. Excellent. So, tell me more about the things you've done, like screenwriter, writer, all the other stuff.
Yeah, I've written a few plays, nothing independent films, of course. A few of them are on YouTube and on other websites like Vimeo and LinkedIn and all that. And I've written a few short stories, nothing published with short stories or anything, but I'm working on a project now, a book, a memoir of my life so far, being in the industry at age 13, and just all the people I've met and worked with. And so that's on my radar. I'm working on that project, my memoir. So keeping busy, but having fun.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, by the way, with all this business, because the media landscape, it's really changed in the last couple of years. Now, TikTok is the most popular website in the world. YouTube podcasting is now something that's blown up. So, have you considered that that is a trend that is worthy of following, or are you staying old school, staying with the radio and all that?
Oh no, I think podcasts are great ideas. I've been on a whole bunch of them, sharing my story and my experience, and it's interesting. It's interesting with what you can do with the internet. And I wish everyone who has a podcast all the success in the world. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, because like it's amazing like how our media landscape has changed, and that now's the time for a lot of people could they consider maybe changing to online platforms. Maybe they consider starting a TikTok account and promote their business through there. Like it's an extremely different time we're living in from 10 years ago.
Yes, and I try to stay up to date with all the social media and stuff. And my radio show can be heard online. It's really like a podcast. It's like an online radio show. So it's on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Anchor FM, all over the place. So yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Excellent. So, what have been the high and low points throughout your whole life?
Well, career rise or just life in general?
Both.
Okay. In life, I guess, stick with if you have a passion, fulfill that passion. Let nothing stop you. I'll say this with my experience. I'm high functioning autistic, and that's caused a few challenges and a few setbacks, but I don't let that stop me. If you enjoy what you do, let no one tell you anything to discourage you, and have fun. Know what you're getting into. I must say that, know what you're getting into. Don't go in it blind, and uh, but take a lot of practice with it and do research. And if you want to go to college for that certain career, go for it. You don't have to if you don't want to. That's one thing with acting and radio. That's not a requirement. You don't have to take a course for it, but it's good to it's good to study up on that and take a course with that. So I would just say, don't give up. Keep on in life.
Hmm. Yeah. Is there anything in specific that you want to start doing?
Well, I've done it. Pretty much done it all so far. I've done acting. I've done theater, film, writing. Uh, I'm a very creative person. I'd like to start doing more on the creative side. I paint on the side, and I do uh, clay molding, pottery, and I do woodworking and all that. I'd like to probably do more of that, creative on the side.
Okay, great. So, what was life for you growing up?
Well, I am from the South. I'm from Louisiana, and now I live in Mississippi. So I was always in the South and never really been up north. It was very quiet, very interesting. I was the youngest of three brothers, and it was interesting. And I think my career choice is very interesting for me as well, because that I know of, I'm the only one in our family that is an actor. I've had a few relatives that were musicians, but no one that pursued theater. So I was a little different like that. I everyone thought I was just different. Where did I get the acting pursuit from? And but yeah, I grew up in a very good home, very quiet, very interesting.
Okay, that's yeah, that's nice. So, where do you see yourself 30 years from now?
Alive.
Yeah, I agree.
Alive and still working. I hope to work until I always tell people, this business is you can retire in this business when you're older, but what's the point in retiring if you enjoy what you're doing? There's no need to retire unless, health prevents otherwise, of course, but, still working. And still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what else do you do in your free time?
Well, I like to write, although that's kind of a career, but I like to write. I if I think of something in my head, I always have a notebook and a pen with me and jot it down. It can become a story or uh, or a piece of advice for somebody. You never know in life. Life can throw curveballs at you, and I'm the type of person that tries to find the sense of humor in everything. And so, yeah, if you view life in that kind of mindset, you will have a very interesting and joyful life and career.
Okay. Excellent. Asparagus, you want to ask Trey something?
No, it's just, I really like your outlook on life, that you always, always have this bright outlook on it. And just, I really respect that. And the fact that you are still going, it's just really amazing.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's great. So, what made you thinking about moving from Louisiana to Mississippi?
Well, it really wasn't much thought because we lived in Louisiana, me and my parents, for since I was born, and we lived there till 2016 because we got flooded out. There was a tropical flood, and we lost our house, so we had to move. And we have, quite frankly, just had enough of Louisiana because we had survived so many hurricanes, Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Isaac, all the hurricanes. So we just decided to move a little bit further up north. And I like it here. It's pretty much the same in Louisiana. I live in the city still. And where I'm at, there's a lot of universities that have theater departments, and I like to help out with that. So where I'm at, it worked out well because if I stayed in Louisiana where we were at, didn't really have a lot of acting pursuits, so I guess it worked out in the end, the move.
Yeah, that is a pretty smart move, to be honest. You have all the opportunities right in front of you. That's incredible. I like that.
Because I'm interested, like you deciding to move, like from a southern state to another southern state. Is it because you like the culture there? Is it because it's warm there? Because like we usually, it's like usually it's the way it's seen is that you move from the south to an urban state such as California. But like you decided to like move from one rural state to another one. It's pretty interesting. Like, why did you like generally decide to do it?
Well, I really don't know. I've never really been up north. The furthest up north I've been is Tennessee, and which is a nice place. I've experienced a little bit of the northern states, but I guess I was just so used to the southern states. I didn't want to, it felt home, and we have family here in Mississippi, so I really didn't want to completely. We talked about moving to maybe Tennessee or Missouri or so forth, but we just decided to stay close to home. That's all we've really ever known. So we just stuck with that.
It's all about the community there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I fully respect that. Stay close to home is where it's at, and it just feels good, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you can make one wish right now, what would it be?
Well, I guess it would be, I guess, career wise, I guess I would like to be more well known for my career. I wish, actors are not very renowned or very well renowned in the South. You have to go to California or New York to be quite successful. But I am somewhat successful, but I'd like to be more successful. That would be my wish, to be more contented in life. But I'm contented with what I have. But just you always kind of hope for more.
Yeah, absolutely. What? When was the last time you were involved in a food fight?
uh, I don't think I was never involved with one, but I've seen a few in high school. I've seen that, have that experience, but I was never involved in one.
Hmm, okay, nice. And in terms of your voice acting work, what kind of shows have you been featured in?
Well, I've done mostly advertisements and commercials and a few in independent films. I did one. I can't remember the name. It was a few years ago. I think it's still in production. It took a while to shoot, but it was from a gentleman in New Jersey, and he said he liked my voice and wanted me to be a character in this film. It was a live action film, but my role was strictly audio. It was like the character would be over Zoom call, so you would just hear my voice, and I did that, and it was interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Uh, I it's pretty much my voice as it is now. It was not really. It was a character, of course, but it wasn't very far fetched of me to go out in.
Okay. Have you been on any interesting trips lately?
Not lately, but I've been to a few places in my life so far, and I hope to travel more in the future. I've been to Tennessee. I've seen, the attractions there in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and Pigeon Forge, and been to Missouri, and I've been to Texas, and but I'd like to travel, maybe international. I've always wanted to go to the United Kingdom or Canada because I have a lot of friends that live there and they're actors as well, and that profession is more revered in those places.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
Yeah, because and like generally the culture here and like in Europe, it's generally amazing. There's so many things to do. Like I don't know, I've never really been to America, like because I don't know if like one day maybe I would like to go, but like as you said yourself, like sometimes it's nice to stay close to home. I'm for now happy to live in Europe, so I don't know. It's just, but it's a very nice place to come to.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah. Um, what is the one thing you can't live without?
Well, I guess one thing I can't live without is, I guess, my sense of humor. I try to find the funniness in everything, or the sense of humor in everything, and if I can't have that, my life wouldn't be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep it. I'd say keep it. It's very entertaining and amusing. So, did you have any role models when you were growing up?
Yes, and I put them in two categories: role models in life and role models that inspired me to be in my career. In life was my grandparents. They always taught me to be yourself, and if you have a dream, let no one stop you from achieving your dream or your passion. And I very much stick to that mantra, and I guess role models in my career. Uh, there's an actor that I very admired and wish I could have interviewed, but sadly he's passed away now. A brilliant actor from Sweden called Max von Sydow, and he was a brilliant actor. He did a lot of films with the director Ingmar Bergman, and he was a very admirable actor to aspire to be. Very theater theater and acting field, and film, and never got to interview him, but I did send him a fan letter, and he wrote back with autographed pictures. So I was very grateful for that.
That's great to hear. Great. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what was the strangest dream you've had?
Strangest dream. I don't know. I always have little dreams. I guess it might be also called nightmares, dreams where I guess it might be a cliche answer, but dreams where you're just drifting in space or falling off a cliff or, just weird little nightmares like that every now and then.
Okay. Anything else specifically, or was that as good as that you can remember?
Pretty much that. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I've heard this fact where people forget about 90% of their dreams, but only remember at least 10% of them throughout their whole lives. And the dreams that I remember, it's quite interesting in a way. But I'm not going to get into that because I already discussed that on another episode, and I really don't want to bring that up again. But yeah, yeah, it's interesting. What was the best prank you've pulled on someone?
Well, I don't know. I've never pulled any pranks. I'm a very funny person, but I was never much of a prankster, so I really don't know.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, I remember a couple of pranks that I pulled in the past, but I had vague memories about it. But when I do remember them, oh man, it was funny. Especially that one prank I pulled on all my mates at college, and this went on for a whole year, and they had no idea until I told them, guys, I'm not from France. I'm British. You all be fooled. I was about to pull that off as an April Fool's joke, but what happened? We were stuck in our homes for the next 3 or 4 months, and yeah, I didn't get to do the April Fool's prank on them.
Wait, how long was that? How long ago was that again?
This was around winter of 2019. So somewhere in autumn 2019, I told my mates that I was from France and I was born in Lyon. Even though I wasn't, I was born in somewhere in Amsterdam with predominantly Brazilian heritage. And I pretty much fooled everyone for as many months. I could have gone for a whole year, but I want to pull this off as an April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
But when COVID hit down and we went to our first lockdown, I was unable to tell them, and I was out of the group chat at the time, so I wasn't able to do the ultimate April Fool's prank. It was quite a shame too.
So did you get any? Did you get any like Rotten Tomatoes thrown at you? Because I mean, they assumed you were a Frenchman in the UK. So like, I mean, it's a bit of a bad blood between the two people.
Oh yeah, I can imagine the bad blood, but nah.
Okay.
They were chill about it. In fact, one girl in my class actually kind of had a go at me, or was flirting with me, because she once said she actually liked people from France, and that was a huge up for me. But the only thing was, she only hates me because she thinks I'm a weirdo or a bit out there. But yeah, to be honest, I can't be asked with that. Honestly, I just dust it off. And besides, she's somewhere in London, trying to get in shagged somewhere by a couple of roadmen. But I guess that's the end of her then. Oh yeah. So, would you rather be really hot or really cold?
Well, I love the cold weather. I've always loved winter, but I don't really want to be in winter. It's too cold. So I guess I prefer being in the hot weather, but I do admire seeing the cold weather. It's beautiful sometimes. So.
Oh, yeah, I can see myself with the hot weather sometimes. So, did you stay at any hotels for your whole life?
Yes, a few when I went on trips to Tennessee and Missouri. Quite a few of them, and I enjoyed it. It was interesting. I like going to different places, even if it's just a hotel, because I say, whereas there's a lot of places, there's interesting people. So I like to meet all the people everywhere I travel. So yeah.
Okay. Were there any bad hotels you stayed at?
Uh, yeah, maybe one when I went to believe it or not, I went to, this is when I was a little kid. We went to Disney World in Florida and we stayed at a hotel there. And it wasn't bad, but it was just very expensive. Everything was just expensive. Everything, was just, the prices were high, something I wasn't really used to.
Okay, that's cool. Are there any bad habits that you want to get rid of?
Uh, yeah, I guess, and everyone has their habits, we're human and habits happen. And uh, I guess one habit of mine is I tend to repeat myself a lot. I say things over and over or just repetitive, saying things, and I'd like to get rid of that. I've gotten better at it throughout the years so far, but, I one day would like to get rid of it completely.
Great. I- Great. You're improving on yourself. I appreciate it. And um, what else this week or in the future? What else do you have planning? Upcoming? Any upcoming plans?
Well, I have quite an interesting schedule because I do interviews. I try to do for my show 3 interviews a week. I do one Monday, one Wednesday, and one Friday. And then every now and then I might have one on the weekend. So I'm doing interviews constantly or writing my memoir, or every now and then I'll have a audition come up and I'll have to go to that, or sometimes it's a internet audition, virtual, and I look forward to that. So I'm always busy doing something. It's never a dull moment.
Great. Great. It's great to see you're busy. What kind of music do you listen to?
I like pretty much all kinds of music. But I like jazz and country music and classical music. Those are my top three genres I like. And yeah, those three.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, that's a really good choices of genres. My top three go-to genres are EDM, pop, rock, and maybe classical and jazz. But yeah, I'm a pretty diverse with my taste in music. No matter what genre it is, if it's at a rhythm that I can groove to, then it's fine by me. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, what what do you like about the things that you're doing right now?
Well, I just like staying busy. It keeps your mind intact and it keeps you grounded. It keeps you on a level of, I say, happiness. If I, a lot of people think, look at me a little different because I say, being busy makes you happy, and people are like, no, that busy just, it's annoying sometimes. But if you enjoy what you do and have a good outlook on life, you are a very positive person. I think that's a good attitude. You know.
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty much that's how I go on about my life. Try to be positive, have a positive mindset, and just enjoy life as it is. Life is too serious. Life is too short to take things seriously. Just laugh it off while you can, and just go with the flow. And that is all we have for this episode. It was great having you here, Trey, talking about all the things you've been doing, voice acting, writing, producer, your own podcast and radio show. Wow, you have a lot of things going on for yourself,
Yeah, it's a massive
incredible.
portfolio. It's a massive portfolio.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure talking to you,
Yeah.
and I wish you well with your podcast.
Thank you.
Same with you. And until next time, stay tuned for more.